Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night. So, und nachdem wir das letzte Mal vom Berserker geflohen sind und dann eine Pause einlegen mussten, weil weder Saber noch Shiro weiterlaufen konnten, hat Tosaka jetzt eine Lösung vorgeschlagen hat für das Problem, dass Saber verschwinden könnte. Und zwar indem Shiro seine magischen Kreisläufe, also Magic Circuits, oder einen Teil davon an Saber überträgt. Und ja, aus dem Grund sind wir jetzt in Saber, mehr oder weniger. The fiery red surface swirls, and then there's a splash, like stagnant mud. At the bottom, there lurks a giant's shadow. Its fiery eyes fix on the tiny intruder. Whether its master gave the intruder permission to enter or not, it is still a foreign invader. In the face of this core, my own consciousness is barely a mote of dust to disturb its function, or a piece of wood to feed its fire. I gulp, even though I have no throat to swallow with. I take in the entire scene. These are Sabers' magic circuits. A heart beyond anything human, so different from ours, which we imagine as lines and circuits. This is a reactor core. If a mage's body is a machine for creating magic energy, then what I'm seeing now is an entire factory. But the core is inactive. The key that should activate the core, the spark of power to bring the whole thing to life, has been cut off. Despite the overwhelming ability this core has to produce massive amounts of magic energy, it lacks the initial charge to activate itself. It floats overhead, a stagnant sea of fuel. No matter how much undiluted magic energy fills this endless space, it's useless. It needs to ignite. Even a tiny spark could do the trick. So long as the pathway for magic energy is connected, the core will roar back to life. And to do that, something beyond human knowledge awakens. Pathways running over the lake of magic energy begin to swirl. Red air explodes upward in a raging pillar. Is this what it looks like to stand in a thundercloud? Ich sag nur Pendragon. So intense is the roar of the raging waves that I don't even properly hear it. In the same way, something too massive can't be properly seen. The roar is its own kind of silence to me. What appears at the heart of the blazing core is the embodiment of every threat mankind carries in their hearts. Das Design ist schon ziemlich geil, finde ich. It has been said that the king is a red dragon that symbolizes Britain. Phantasmal blood runs in the human veins, the child of a sacred star. A dragon. A ruler, the symbol of so many phantasmal species, objects of both awe and fear. The pinnacle of all beasts, appearing at times as a demon, at times as a god. This is what lies in Saber's subconscious. Its otherworldly form suits the servant said to be the best. The cauldron opens. Vicious fangs are all I see. There can be no resistance. Humans which pale to insignificance before this could never defend against it. No human intelligence could ever conceive a way to escape. Oh, it must be famished. It devours its prey, which would normally seem as inconsequential as motes of dust with its bloodshot eyes. And I am at a complete loss for words. I wonder, why do we not eat living meals? It's obvious. We cannot bear to see our food alive. We prefer fresh food, but rarely do we eat anything alive, because we feel it's cruel for our food to suffer. In other words, killing the meat we consume before we eat it is our way of preserving its dignity. A scream of rage tears its way from my throat. I forget who I am and roar like a beast. I try to appeal to the beast. The hatred builds within me. My own resistance is bearing my emotions. I beg for mercy, like a crucified sinner as I'm ground to meal. My consciousness grows hazy, muddled. Every purpose and meaning in my life falls away. Any hope of retaining my sanity is as long gone as creation itself. The pain, the pressure, they are far too much. And then, when I came to see it only as a monster. Oh, even once I'd learned off the cell. I believed I could endure it. The image of Saber, her head hanging low, comes back to me. I recall the meaning of this pain. That meaning drives me forward. It is a literal painful reminder of what I came here to do. I draw in a deep breath and let go of my resistance. It is not the dragon's fangs I should be fighting, but the pain twisting through me. I am not here to run from the pain. I am here to save her pain, to live up to the trust she has placed in me, time and time again. And so, I am here to give her the best thing that I, who has no hope of fighting, can give. The pain is indescribable. I can't reach out to my ground down consciousness. I hone my awareness like a blade, silently, as if I were asleep. Here eternity is but an instant. As long as I can endure this pain, even for an instant, my consciousness will remain. Alright then. I won't let myself feel an ounce of fear. I shall dedicate this pain to you, who will be the one to fight. The pain instantly fades. The red dragon is gone and my consciousness gradually floats back to the surface. Am I waveless because I lost something? As if I'm floating back up to the water surface, I feel myself begin rising up above the reactor. But wait, there's something I want to check before. Ah, it's so warm. A dive-throbbing hum issues from the reactor as it burns with golden light. The elaborate magic circles shine with a rainbow hue and begin the circulation. The fire is lit. I may be an untrained amateur of a mage, but today I filled my role as her lord. I surrender my body to the wind and float upward. Oh. I catch a glimpse of a distant memory. A figure holding a sword and a figure standing in a grassy field as it dances in the wind. Which one did I find reminiscent? Wait. Nach langer Zeit habe ich wieder einen Erfolg freigeschaltet. I feel sunlight on my eyelids and slowly open them. Dazed and confused, I check over my own body. My arms and legs are fine. I don't see any wounds. Maybe the pain faded the moment I was able to endure it. My physical wounds and even the mental scars seem to have been healed.
Shiro.
I hear a weak voice from under me. Huh? The feeling of her soft skin immediately makes me realize who's speaking, in the position we are in. Ah, ouch. Saber is lying on the bed with her blues in disarray, while Tosaka is sleeping, cradling her knees to her chest. Tosaka may be fine, but Saber's been under me like this the whole time. Morning, Saber. We exchange awkward pleasantries. Saber slowly gets up and rearranges her blues. Crap, we are so embarrassed we can't look each other in the eye. You can already get up, Saber? She seems to be back to her normal self. When I carried her here last night, she was so weak it seemed she might disappear at any moment, but that weakness is gone now. I see, that's a relief, so the magic circuit transplant worked. I looked down at myself. Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. I hastily reached for my neatly folded shirt. That was nice of Tosaka to fold it up like that. Wait, no, I did that. Why did I fold it so tight? Ah, I vividly recall last night's ritual. I connected with Saber and Tosaka transplanted my magic circuits deep within Saber. Saber looks like she's back to normal, but what happened to me? Tosaka warned that my body and mind may not be able to handle the loss of magic circuits, but I don't feel much damage, nor any huge sense of loss. I was a little scared, but I checked on my circuits myself, on my magic circuits myself. The idea of seeing for myself just how much I've lost is terrifying, but we are heading into battle against Berserker. I need to understand my own condition. Huh? I don't know how to explain it. The overall function of magic circuits feels sluggish, but there doesn't seem to be any obvious damage. I was chewed to pieces, but my magic circuits are still intact. It looks like I will still be able to do my strengthening magecraft. I see, so that means I assume the magic circuits I rarely use were the ones Tosaka took. I only activate about 1 to 4 circuits when I do strengthening. Since I can't do large-scale magecraft anyway, I've never fully activated all of my circuits. So she transplanted the circuits I don't use to Saber. I close my eyes to assess my situation. It seems this won't affect my strengthening magecraft, but this sluggishness, like I'm wading through a water, is because my capacity for magecraft has decreased. In exchange though, I feel that I'm connected to something important deep inside myself. I can't tell exactly where it's coming from, but there's a faint line that connects me and Saber. I've gained something truly important in exchange for my lost circuits. Saber speaks up from somewhere behind me.
シロの回路を得る際に必要最小限にとどめるよう努力はしました。ですが、その最低限の量ですら人から得るには多すぎた。もしやシロに消せない傷跡を残してしまったかと思うと、謝罪の言葉も見当たりません。これは私の不覚です。私が核も力足らずでなければ、シロには。
That's not true. You have nothing to apologize for, Saber. This all happened because I couldn't supply you with magic energy in the first place. That's solved now, though. Now I can give you the magic energy you need without a problem. Yep, now I can finally proudly say that I am Saber's master.
ですが、シロ。
Don't worry about my magic circuits. I didn't use them all anyway. I even feel better without them actually. Saber's expression remains clouded. Crap, I never know what to say at times like this. Saber has recovered and I survived even after the loss of some of my magic circuits. Saber's magic circuits, the dream of light and wind sent Saber in her mouth, in her youth. And on top of that we spent the night touching skin to skin. Calm down, calm down. That was a ritual for our survival. I need to calm my mind. If I don't focus, I could mess up during battle. The sleepy rhythm of Tosaka's breathing halts and she grunts. Looks like Tosaka is awake too.
おはようございます、リン。
Your morning, Tosaka. I see Tosaka's hair shift, then her head tilts up. She is not a morning person at all. It doesn't look her usual sharp self at all. Thanks, Tosaka, it worked.
はい。私の魔力の補充はできました。ですがその代わりシローに。
No, I only lost about 30%, so don't worry. I can make do with what I still have.
3割ですか。なんとか最小にとどめたというのに、それでも3割とは。我がことながら、なんと強欲な。
Greedy, you say? I know you were hungry, but I wish you would had a little better manners. Tosaka joining us helps dispel the awkwardness between Saber and me. Now we are back to normal.
そう、じゃあ、いいわね。
Tosaka yawns and gets to her feet. It's almost time for the battle. Somewhere in that forest, Berserker and Ilias feel wait. If we don't defeat that hurricane of death, everything we did last night was for nothing. The connection that was created between me and Saber deep in our hearts. To protect what we created, we will have to defeat the most powerful enemy of all. Interlude. Kommt jetzt der Kampf zwischen The battle comes to an end. The two fought fiercely, and it ended with the disappearance of the Red Knight. Now, a shadow of its former glory, the reception room is in ruins. The floors are cracked and broken. Many of its walls have been knocked down. The stairs have collapsed and broken marble is scattered across the floor. There is hardly a trace of the reception room's original form. Some might even say time itself has been stolen from this space. After such vast destruction, the scene bears no resemblance to what it has just 2 hours ago. A sculpture well suited to such destruction stands in the middle of it all. Standing over 2 meters tall, it bears the crude likeness of a man, as if roughly hacked out of stone. It hardly bears mentioning. This is Ilias Viel's servant, Berserker. The giant doesn't move. Its entire body is splattered with red, with several holes torn through it. Not a single inch of the giant's body isn't wounded. 1. Both legs appear on the verge of collapse. 2. A massive gash on the neck. 3. Arms practically hanging off the elbows. 4. Something has pierced it from shoulder to groin. 5. Blood gushes from its chest. 6. Its belly is torn open. Berserker is not moving. He will. It's clearly a corpse. The battle itself lasted less than an hour. The result, unexpected. Berserker's master is beside herself. She should be picking off what remained of her prey, but instead she just stands there staring at the devastation.
信じられない。何だったのよ、あいつ。
Her voice is a low mumble now. The battle came as a humiliation to her. Her servant is the most powerful. Among all heroic spirits, maybe 1 or 2 could compete with Heracles, the most renowned hero of all time. And yet, some unknown archer defeated him. The Red Knight fought on equal ground with Berserker, and in the end even killed Berserker, which nobody else had even thought possible. And for that, he can never be forgiven. To Ilia, it is as if she has just been stabbed in the heart by a passing insect. She prided herself on being the strongest master. For her to lose to the sword should have so casually trampled must be unthinkable.
もう頭にくる。あんなやつに6回もやられるなんて手を抜いてたんじゃないでしょうね、バーサーカー。
6-mal. Berserker ist 6-mal gestorben in dem Kampf. The statue doesn't answer. It has never the time nor the need to do so. Berserker stands still, focusing on healing himself. Even for him, this was an unusual battle. His noble phantasm nullifies any attack. So long as the attack is not of the highest possible class, it won't so much as scratch him. As such, he rarely sustains any wound. In his own time, none could harm him after he attained greatness. But here, now, he's been hurt 6 times. Archer delivered 6 fatal blows. Each of his attacks was a different sort. That is because even the strongest attacks won't work twice on Berserker. Strange as this battle was, the most truly bizarre part was, if Archer was a hero with so many different abilities, his identity should have been obvious. But even after his body was pulverized, Archers identity remained a mystery. Das liegt vielleicht daran, dass Archer nicht aus der Vergangenheit kommt. What was really surprising was how he carried himself in a way that seemed contradictory as a servant. A faint light flickers in the pupils of Berserker's eye. Were Berserker a normal, rational servant, he would probably feel pretty bad about how this battle went. Whatever his identity might have been, Archer was a rare and formidable adversary. If only Berserker's sanity hadn't been taken from him, he would have fought to his heart's content and maybe even enjoyed himself. Oh, Ilya hat ein kleines Ego-Problem. Ilya's voice echoes in the shattered hall. Whatever tiny embers of rationality might have been returning to him are immediately snuffed out by her voice. He is just Berserker now. His rule is to overwhelm and annihilate his master's enemies. Berserker doesn't need to answer. So long as the wound doesn't kill him, he will heal in moments. But to completely recover from this would take as much as 3 days. The giant silently objects. It's almost instinctive, at least when it comes to a fight. Berserker has instincts similar to Sabers. He can certainly destroy his enemy easily enough. But if Saber has recovered enough that she can use her noble phantasm, that will be a different story. Berserker will not fall to a mere sacred sword, but there's always a small chance something is going wrong. His instinct tells him that he should be completely prepared before facing the servant. Ilya hops down from the stairs. She walks through the rubble to the exit, without a moment's concern for Berserker, bloodied as he is. But suddenly, she stops, as if remembering something. Ilya heads out of the castle, giggling happily. The sun is about to rise. Ilya knows the forest like the back of her hand. She won't have any trouble finding her prey, even if they try to hide. Her targets have only minutes to live. Wie gesagt, Archer ist nicht zu unterschätzen. Aber ich glaube, seine Identität ist in diesem Storystrang dann nicht geklärt. Dann werde ich die auch nicht sagen, aus potenziellen Spoilergründen. Weil das hat wirklich eine große Bedeutung, seine Identität. And I don't know why, but I am forced out of the ruins. Tosera kicks me out, saying that girls have to make some adjustments. And changing and stuff like that. Damn, what is she talking about? Men have things too, you know? I lean against a wall as I grumble. I guess I sound like a sore loser, and that's exactly it. I remember, and then I try to shake off my desires. I can't think about that right now. If I keep lingering on my memories with Saber, I'm a dead man. More than anything, it would be rude to Saber. I made contact with Saber to save her. I shouldn't have any other feelings for Saber. Oof. What a crock. It's such a pathetic excuse. Even I don't believe it. I can't forget what happened with Saber. But I need to... for now. Honestly, I don't have time to worry about that kind of stuff. Our concerns right now is how to fight Berserker. Right, I should be doing whatever I can. He told me that there at the end. I think back to Archer. I never warmed up to him, but every word he said stuck with me. Das hat auch seine Gründe. I stare at the tree branch. There's only so much I can do. I may not be much help, but I'm going to do whatever I can as best I can. For starters, I snap off a nearby tree branch. Then I try to find other straight branches. Tosaka's voice reaches me in my search. I head back to the ruins, carrying the branches I collected. Well, the only other problem is whether I can act anything approaching normal around Saber, after looking into her heart, however briefly. I guess I was worrying over nothing. Saber is her usual self. Unlike me, immature as I am, she's probably just approaching this pragmatically. Oh yeah, I will be right there. Damn, I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm so damn dumb, being the only one blushing over this, so I'm gonna do my best to keep my composure.
来たわね。それじゃあ作戦会議を始めるけど、会議って言っても口論し合う暇はないわ。バーサーカーを倒す方法も限られているし、とりあえず私の話を聞いてもらえる？
Saber and I nod.
作戦としては単純よ。まともな方法じゃバーサーカーとは勝負にならない。勝つためには奇襲。仕掛けたのなら反撃させずに一撃で首を落とすのが絶対条件だと思う。
同感です。バーサーカーと打ち合ったところであれには致命傷を与えられません。倒すのならば打ち合いの外から消すべきでしょう。
Well, sure, I think it's reckless to go toe-to-toe with him, but that just sounds reckless. He's not the sort to just let something like that happen.
ええ、バーサーカーに気づかれずに近寄るなんて都合のいい作戦はやらないわよ。あっちにはイリアスフィールがいるんだもの。少なくともセイバーとシローの気配は簡単に感知されるわ。私は気配を隠せるから大丈夫だけど。
I don't understand the logic, but I get the sense Ilya can detect me and Saber. And if Tosaka is the only one who can conceal herself, you are not saying that you will be the one launching the ambush, are you?
当然でしょ。一番に狙われてるのはシローなんだし、この中で一番動きやすいのは私だもの。隙をついて後ろからバッサリやるのは任せなさい。
You make it sound so easy, but you sure as hell know it won't be.
そりゃそうよ。だからセイバーに隙を作ってもらうの。セイバー、体はどのくらい回復した？
通常戦闘ならば問題はありません。ですが、宝具の使用は避けるべきです。今の魔力では、おそらく使った瞬間に体を維持できなくなる。たとえ使ったとしても純度は落ちていますから、バーサーカーを倒せるとは思えません。
ええ、それで十分よ。セイバーにはバーサーカーと打ち合ってもらうわ。もちろんシロも一緒で、私は隠れて様子を見る。イリアスフィールから見れば私はおまけみたいなものだし、いなければ2人を見捨てて逃げたとか思うんじゃないかしら。は
あ、それはまあ可能性はなくはありませんが。
可能性が低いならあげて。シロはイリアスフィールと仲がいいみたいだし、うまく話せば騙せるんじゃない？
Tosaka looks at me meaningfully. I may have some objection, but I will hear you out. If I tell Ilya that Tosaka fled, she will believe me. She doesn't doubt what people tell her.
だとしても問題はあります。私がバーサーカーと対峙するのはいい。ですが、シローに同じことはさせられません。 シローでは
誰もシローに殴り合えなんて言ってないわ。シローはセイバーから離れて後方支援。セイバーだけじゃバーサーカーを押し切るのは難しいから、危なくなったら助けてあげて。
バカな。シローはリンのように魔術に長けてはいない。援護といっても何を。
それはシローが考えて。もっともバーサーカー相手だとマスターが介入する余裕なんてないわ。シローだけじゃなくて私だって手を出せばセイバーの足を引っ張るもの。それでも一人だって遊ばせる余裕はないの。シローが殺されればセイバーもおしまいっていうのは分かってるけど、ここはそうしてもらうわ。初めから賭け事みたいな戦いなんだから。
それはそうですが。
Saber makes a face and falls silent. Since Tosaka's gone quiet too, she must understand how reckless her proposal is. I can't blame them for being worried. The night I met Saber, the night Berserker attacked, the only thing I managed to use to defend her was my own body. There's a strong possibility that we are headed toward a repeat of what happened that night. So while it may be best for me to distance myself from the battlefield, I'm not going to do so unless they force me to. I know I will try to think of something to support from a distance. Was it really that much of a surprise? I just have to support Sarah from a distance, right? I will come up with something. I grabbed the tree branch I gathered earlier, and as I said that, they're just right length and exactly the right kind of flexibility. This is the first time I've done this kind of strengthening. But I don't think I'm wrong in principle here. Basically, I just need to layer my strengthening until it turns into something substantial. Besides, he had something like this, so I can use it as a reference. On top of that, magic energy has been flowing through my body for a while now. All I have to do is to repeat my usual process. I analyze its basic structure and change it. I analyze the material's composition and reinforce it. Starting from the branch, my result should be its bow, but something is missing. I need to think of this from the standpoint of creation. If I want to make something as close as possible to the real thing, I need to envision everything I can about it down to the smallest detail. I opened my eyes. The warped branch was the right shape, but something wasn't. Crap, it's not even close. It's ugly, distorted. And yet I can tell it will work fine as a bow. Now I just have to create an arrow following the same concept.
Shiro, 今の
Yeah, I think I got the hang of it after the incident with Shinji. You said it yourself, don't strain yourself.
そう。まあ手段ができたのはいいことだし、今はいいわ。話を戻すけど、とにかく2人にはバーサーカーと戦ってもらう。私はあらかじめ木に登って上から様子を観察してるから。で、セイバーがなんとかバーサーカーに隙を作ったら、死角である頭上からとっておきの宝石を使い切ってバーサーカーを串刺しにする。作戦としてはそれだけの単純なものだけど。
Tosaka turns attention to us, checking whether we have any questions.
宝石というのはリンの魔術ですか？だとしても生半可な魔術ではバーサーカーの体には届きません。彼を傷つけるには最大純度の攻撃でなければならないのですから。
分かってる。要するに A 判定の攻撃でないとダメなんでしょ？
As she says, Tosaka puts several jewels from her pocket.
その宝石は？
私が物心ついた時からために貯めた貯金みたいなものよ。これ一つで A 判定の大魔術を即座に発生させられる。10個あったんだけどね。一つは
そうか。あの時の魔術ならば確かにバーサーカーは防げない。彼には私のような対魔力はありません。魔術であってもそれが A 判定ならば問題なく貫通する。
そういうことよ。本当は小出ししていこうと思ったけど悠長なことは言ってられないわ。バーサーカーには特別に2つか3つは叩き込んでやるんだから。
Tosaka passes out her chest confidently. However, hey, aren't you being a little stingy?
同感です。私が言えることではありませんが、せめて半分使い切るぐらいの気前の良さが必要だと思うのですが。
何よ、そんなの人の勝手でしょあなたたちね、私がどれほど苦労してここまで貯めたって思ってるのよ。
Ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich jetzt einfach mal diese Folge, sonst dauert mir das einfach alles zu lang. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao!